up, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Between the Cons. My name is Chris, and with me today, Mr. Naughty List.
Ahoy.
I always have to put like an uncomfortably long gap there because it rhymes. My name's Chris, and this is Mr. Naughty List. It's like I feel super dumb every time. It's just my name's Chris, and I have to rhyme it.
And it's a jingle.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't want a jingle.
You're a rep star.
I'm not. That's not your hair. Anyways, thanks to everybody for tuning in today. We've got a fun-filled episode of the latest and greatest nerdy news. But before we get into that, big shout-outs to everybody that set us up on the internet this week. Everybody that has checked out our episodes and things. And then, big shout-outs to everybody that's also left a review on the iTunes store. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
If you haven't done it, please do. It goes a long way in the podcasting community. Why? Why do you do this?
I'm just affirming everything that you're saying. I'm your hype man.
But it sounds like
boy.
It sounds like like I have a pad.
Yeah.
I hate you. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I guess we're gonna just start this episode and quit with all the tomfoolery.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a pineapple situation.
What should I do?
Pineapple. The word that cannot be spoken.
Pineapple.
Just want to say pineapple if you
Pineapples are fun. My dad used to
Pineapple.
throw them at me.
Pineapple.
Seriously? Wow.
So Disney has released a fun new web short,
Animated.
right? It's Rocket and Groot.
It's animated
It's awesome.
and animated.
Guys, in case you didn't catch that, it's an animated web short. Short.
It's sort of.
It's a bubble sort. You don't know what that is. Somebody out there does.
Thank you.
Virtual high five. Verbal audio high five. There we go.
Audible high five.
There we go.
Audiobook high five.
So obviously it's kid focused, given that it's, an animated web short from Disney. And if you looked at the animation, you would also agree.
It is kiddish.
Yeah. But it's really awesome. It's like super cool, really funny, and it scratches that itch that you need to scratch before Volume 2 comes out. Because let's be real, ever since the end of Volume 1, when you saw Baby Groot, you're just like,
Baby Groot.
I need some more. I got that Baby Groot.
It's Baby
Groot. So you should go check it out. You can find it on the interwebs. Just Google Rocket and Groot web short. Do your eyeballs in your holes a favor. Watch it. Listen to it. Pineapple.
That was weird. I just want you guys to know really quick before we carry on with the show. By the time you're listening to this, we've already been embarrassed for everything we've said for 2 days. Yeah. So for me, it's within seconds after it leaves my mouth.
There's no redacting.
Yeah, it's just immediate. Like I know I can edit it out, but I don't because it's funnier that way. But you said pineapple, so it's my turn. Joss Whedon recently spoke on binge watching with all the buzz around a potential Firefly reboot or new Firefly series. However that's going to work. He was asked about binge watching and if it was a Netflix thing, like would he be cool with it all coming out at the same time? And he pretty much said no.
In a very eloquent Joss Whedon-y way.
He had this really long quote, which I'm going to read because it's beautifully worded. But he basically said no. He said, I would not want to do it. I would want people to come back every week and have the experience of watching something at the same time. We released Dr. Horrible in 3 acts. We did that in part because I grew up watching miniseries like Lonesome Dove, and I loved the event television. And as it was falling by the wayside, I thought, let's do it on the internet. Over the course of that week, the conversation about the show changed. That was exciting to watch. Obviously, Netflix is turning out extraordinary stuff. And if they came to me and said, here's all the money, do the thing you love, I'd say, you can release it however you want, bye.
Take my money.
But my preference is more old school. Anything we can grab onto that makes something specific, a specific episode, it's useful for the audience and it's useful for the writers. This is what we're talking about this week. for you to have 6, 10, 13 hours and not just have a moment for people to breathe and take away what we've done to just go, oh, this is just part 7 of 10. It makes it amorphous emotionally. And I worry about that in our culture, the all access all the time. Having said that, if that's how people want it, I'd still work just as hard. I'd adapt.
He got super meta there.
Yeah,
dude.
he really did.
It's like
in
social
the
commentary.
in the best Joss Whedon-y way. But then he goes on to say,
You've been Whedoned.
the more the more we make things granular and the less complete, the more it becomes lifestyle instead of experience. It becomes ambient. It becomes ambiance. It loses its power, and we lose something with it. We lose our understanding of narrative, which is what we come to television for. We come to see the resolve. I'm fond of referencing it, but it's Angela Lansbury finds the murderer. It's becoming a little harder to hold on to that. Binge watching, God knows I've done it. It's exhausting, but it can be delightful. It's not the devil, but I worry about it. It's part of a greater whole. That was a long quote.
Binge watching is like an all-you-can-eat Chinese food buffet.
Yeah.
It's like great but miserable at the same time.
Yeah, and I think he has a lot of good points, especially like when it comes to having it all access all the time and like it being exhausting, but also being delightful. It definitely has its ups and downs. I know I've done it. I've done it on shows that weren't released. Binge-y. Like catching up on old shows.
Oh yeah. Not
but,
Netflix originals.
Right. But even still, it's like it's the kind of thing where it's easier for us to say we just want to watch the whole thing right now than watch it unfold over 10 weeks or 12 weeks and then have to wait 6 months to see the next one. We would rather watch it in a weekend and then wait a whole year.
Yeah, no, I remember growing up and watching Dragon Ball Z and seeing Goku charge up his Kamehameha and shoot it for like 4 episodes at Frieza, and you're like, okay, maybe this week is the week that he'll win. No, okay, I gotta wait a whole week.
He's finally gonna release it. No, he's not. But I think it has a lot of good commentary, and we had an episode recently with Masterman Drabo on to binge or not to binge, and I think it kind of echoes some of the things we said in that. But it also brings a little bit of new light. So I just thought it was really interesting, especially with us having talked about it so recently. But yeah, cool thoughts, Joss. You're a good dude, bro. Pineapple.
So the Nintendo Switch sold 1.5 million consoles in its first week.
Nice.
That's 500,000 short of their first month goal.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Not too shabby. In case you were wondering, Nintendo is still a company, and they released this new console that looks really dope and has a super cool looking game called Zelda
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild? I thought it was Wind.
Wild.
Oh, whoops. Anyways,
If it's not wild, I'm gonna feel really dumb.
but.
Yeah, it's totally Breath of the Wild.
Good.
Boom. I just dropped my phone.
Nailed it. The president actually said they probably could have sold more consoles if they had released more consoles.
We didn't prepare for this.
But the second wave of about 2 million consoles is to be released later this month.
You know that statement means, yeah, we kind of sold out.
Yeah, we actually didn't think. We thought this was kind of gonna go over like the U.
The Wii U.
The Wii U. Wii U.
Mm-mm.
Why has nobody done that yet?
No, I'm sure they have.
But
actually.
I'm not. I don't own a game console, and I'm tempted to give them my monies just for Zelda.
You used to own a Wii.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do have a Wii.
You have a Wii so much that you forgot you had it.
I actually played it the other day.
Oh my gosh, you're an embarrassment.
It was.
I don't know to who, but I'm sure someone.
It was Mario Kart.
No, I'll allow it.
It's better. But everything I've read about Zelda is that it like really is the go anywhere, do anything game. Not quite like the others where like you could actually reach
Open
the end
world.
of the match,
Yeah.
into the map, or like, hey, I want to chop this tree down. Nah. Like, you can actually do stuff like that here. So be on the lookout for the release of the second wave of
Consoles?
Butchering that.
Yeah. Look out for more stuffs.
More consoles coming later this month to a store near you.
There we go.
Pineapple.
So D&D finally wised up. Listen to the cries of their fans.
Please.
That's a crying fan, apparently.
Yes, in the truest sense.
But they are releasing, an app called D&D Beyond. And it is an official D&D companion app. It's the full compendium with official content. It will also have the option to create, browse, and use homebrew content. It has character sheets, which is dope.
Whoop, whoop.
Because, but I feel really bad for Fight Club because that's the company that makes the one currently that's the biggest deal.
They're gonna
Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
You better up that game real quick.
Or
I just stepped on your feet.
it's okay.
But yeah, you can build your character sheets. You can actually progress through games, or not games, but adventures. With that character sheet, you can level up with it, all that kind of stuff. It's really great. But the app will also include D&D news, articles, forums, all that kind of stuff too. And access anywhere, anytime, on any device.
Ooh.
Which is really great. It's coming out later this summer, but you can sign up for the beta right now at DN, as in November, dndbeyond.com. So go do that. I know I did. I sent it to everybody that sits at our table.
Yeah. It'd be so nice to not have that 30-pound book sitting in my lap every week.
Yeah, and
what can I do as a level 3 fighter?
So here's the best part about Mr. Naughty List playing D&D. Before we start every night, he walks over to our ebook player's handbook and he pulls out the however many sheets are associated with his race.
Yep.
In the sheet protectors, and he just puts them on the back of his player sheet. So it's like, that's his character sheet.
I need a reference.
Yeah. But with this, you'll have it all right there at your fingertips. If you need to know what something means or what an attack is or how to use a spell, you can just tap on it and it'll show you
search feature for the man.
all that information right there. It's so great. But I'm really excited about it. D&D Beyond is the app. dndbeyond.com is the website. Go check it out. Pineapple.
Lemony Snicket's series of unfortunate events has been greenlit for a second season.
Second season. Silly.
So the way they announced it was actually kind of cool. They had Lemony Snicket write a letter that I'm now going to read to you.
Here we go.
And I'm going to try to channel my inner deadpan. So let's see. Dear viewer, it has come to my attention, despite my repeated warnings, you have viewed the Netflix adaptation of my distressing work, known collectively as A Series of Unfortunate Events. Some of you have even binged, a word which here means watch several episodes right in a row despite having much better things to do with your time. To my horror, Netflix has encouraged this and funneled their ill-gotten gains towards a second season of this unhappy and unnerving series. Even as we speak, set builders, costume designers, and trauma specialists are snapping into attention, the better to bring you even more upsetting episodes, all because of your reputed enthusiasm for this grim example of so-called family programming. I hope you're happy, because you won't be, ever again.
With all due respect,
with all due respect. I think that is one of my single favorite parts of the show is the narrator. And so reading through that in his voice made me smile.
Patrick Warburton is the best.
And also made me super excited for Season 2. Season 2. Pineapple.
I don't like that.
Hey listeners, my name is Dave Cole and I'm the Dungeon Master and host of a new Dungeons & Dragons podcast called...
Dave, say no more. They'll be enchanted by one of my songs, and then they'll be hooked.
No, they want to hear about how we slayed great beasts.
No, they want to hear about magic and sorcery and spellcasting. They will listen for the story, the rich history, the lore.
Or we could just roll the dice and let fate decide.
You're right. If you haven't listened to The Four Orbs yet, find us at www.fourorbs.org or whatever podcast app you use.
So Jon Favreau is coming to television. He is going to be at the helm, executive producing a new TV show, and that TV show, he's also going to be directing the pilot, and it is called Young Sheldon. It is a spin-off of The Big Bang Theory, for those of you that were wondering, and yes, it is the bane of nerd existence for like pretty much everybody.
I think it's funny.
But I'm one of the people that like it. I do. I know that a lot of people hate it. A lot of people hate the laugh track. A lot of people hate like the jokes that aren't really jokes. But I like it because it's like worth a dumb laugh.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not like Brooklyn Nine-Nine dumb laugh. It's like I'm laughing
That's a whole other kind of laughter.
It's like I'm laughing because I kind of feel bad for you, but you're also just kind of like a little funny.
Yeah.
But I really like the idea for this show. Lane Armitage, he is going to be playing 9-year-old Sheldon. He is a very young chap. And it's going to be...
He's a wee lad.
It's going to be really funny because 9-year-old Sheldon is in high school. So it's going to be... it's going to be the story of young Sheldon, played by Lane Armitage, in high school. Dealing with, like... 8-year too soon situations.
Yeah. Gym class, I'm sure, will be a hoot.
Oh man, that's gonna be the best. Jim Parson. So Jim Parson is going to be in it as well. He's actually going to be narrating the series, so I imagine it's kind of going to unfold
like How I Met Your Mother.
Like How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Or really, I guess more like Series of Unfortunate Events.
True.
Because he's gonna have problems.
Yeah.
But it's really exciting. The show's actually being created, was actually created by Chuck Lorre and Steve Molarohu, who originally pitched the idea. Molarohu?
Close enough.
That's what I'm going with. They originally pitched the idea of Malcolm in the middle, but with a young Sheldon. And that's like kind of what they're running the show off of. So I'm sure it's going to be interesting.
Nice.
I'm really excited to see a 9-year-old argue about religion with a Texas woman, because that's a pretty recurring thing with his mom, because he's from Texas in the show. And I just really like the idea of a 9-year-old genius arguing with an impossible Texas woman about religion. It's going to be great. I am pretty sure that's going to be my favorite part about it. Which is a terrible thing to say, I guess. But anyways, Jon Favreau is going to be at the helm, and that's the only part that's important because that means there's hope. So I'm really excited about it. We don't know anything about like when it's coming out or anything like that. But Jon Favreau just signed on, so I'm sure we'll start to get more and more information as it progresses along, and we will definitely keep you guys in the loop as we find that stuff out. Pinople.
So I unashamedly love the Despicable Me movies.
Dang right.
Because the Minions are just so cute and funny.
Sort of.
No, they are.
I don't know.
Their movie wasn't that great. But they're funny and...
the Illumination. So
Yeah.
we recently watched Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah.
So it has like the Illumination production or Illumination Studios,
Yeah.
and the Minion comes out, and he
Yeah.
just like maniacally laughs the whole time.
Yeah.
That freaks me out. I don't like it.
I think it's funny.
It's not like weird, but it's not. I don't think it's funny. I think like when they do stupid stuff, it's funny. Like I like them in Despicable Me, but I don't like the craze about them.
You heard it first from Mr. Hatbelt.
I'm sorry. What was that noise?
Oops.
Oh, your laptop doesn't have its sound off.
Let's mute the laptop really quick. That's a Slack message I just got.
Slack.
But the latest trailer for Despicable Me has dropped, and Gru has a twin brother named Drew.
Spelled the same stupid way.
Yep, which is great.
Like Drew Hill. Nothing against Drew Hill.
But Drew seems to be Gru's opposite. He's wealthy, has hair, blonde. Looks like he's wearing a scarf of some sort. Same body type, though. I don't know what that body shape is called. I think it's just circle with sticks. But Drew comes back and tries to get Groot back into villainy because apparently it runs in the family. So that'll be interesting. And South Park's Trey Parker voices Balthazar Brat
Balthazar Brown.
as the bad guy.
I feel like you should say that like you say Bill Brasky.
Balthazar Brat.
I just hit my head on the table.
He did. That was great. But if you haven't seen the trailer yet, check it out. That movie will be in theaters June 30th.
June 30th.
I will definitely be watching it.
Yep.
No shame.
Same.
Hashtag no shame. Hashtag pineapple.
There's a rumor floating around, and I want to say that it's a rumor just to make sure you guys fully understand that it's a rumor.
Rumor.
And it's not something that is official because rumors are not official. So there's a rumor floating around that Matthew Vaughn is going to be taking on the latest movie from the DCEU. Matthew Vaughn, for those of you who don't know, he helmed Kingsman, The Secret Service, Kick-Ass, and X-Men First Class. And they're looking at him to be directing Man of Steel 2.
They're making another one of those?
I don't know why. The report that
Superman is such a nuanced, complex
such
character.
an underdone character. Yeah, it's
Sorry, Chris, too.
not sorry. But from the report, it said that it wasn't actually in the deal-making stage, and Vaughn could very well wind up not directing. But Warner Brothers wants him at this time, and they're very adamant about that, so they're trying to get him in. If he doesn't actually direct this one, Warner Brothers is still interested in having him in to direct something in the DCEU, which, for the sake of his career, could be really great,
Yeah.
or really bad. If he makes something really excellent,
You either save the franchise or you're just like everybody
you
else.
save the franchise and you essentially become a superhero.
Yes.
Like,
They should make a
you
comic.
become a legend by saving DC after this spell of terrible DC movies.
Director Man.
Or, or
The director.
you fail and it does terrible things for your career. So we'll see how it pans out for him. But I'm kind of hoping he takes it and he kills it, and it's just great and it's excellent, and it reinstills my hope for the DCEU. That's the only way I want him involved. Pineapple.
So in case you're like me and have been under a rock for a long time, apparently, Disney is doing Madeleine L'Engle's A Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah. I found that out today.
Didn't know that. That's
They have like the whole cast already.
yeah. They have like principal photography is wrapped.
Cool.
Word.
Great.
That's news to me.
That's less time that I have to wait being excited about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Well, sort of.
So photos for that have released. They look awesome. Really cool casting choices, I might also say.
That's accurate.
In case you're wondering, some highlights are Reese Witherspoon, Chris Pine, Zach Galifianakis, Michael Pena, Mindy Kaling, Oprah.
Which
Oprah.
Okay.
The Winfrey. Oprah.
The one with the
You
hotels.
get a wrinkle in time. You get a wrinkle in time. You get a wrinkle in time.
You just screwed up the whole space-time continuum.
Yeah. You get a Tesseract. That's
You
the fourth
get a
dimension.
TARDIS. You get a TARDIS.
You're crossing.
You get a TARDIS.
Wrong one.
You get a TARDIS. You get a TARDIS. You get a TARDIS.
That was escalated quickly.
It sounds like I'm just speaking in tongues.
Like Italian.
You get a TARDIS, and you get a TARDIS, and Jägerbomb, and Jägerbomb, and Jägerbomb.
Storm Reed and Levi Miller. Round
Levi
out the
Miller was
cast.
Peter Pan.
And Storm Reed was in 12 Years a Slave, I do believe.
Levi Miller was Peter Pan.
In Pan, not in Hook, because that was.
Yeah, he's a young person.
Yeah, he's a little filler.
I think Hook came out in '89.
Really?
Yeah.
That was when I was born.
Yes.
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 This is true. It's set to release April 6, 2018.
So long.
I didn't have anything to be excited about next April for, really.
Yet.
But now I do. And that's just going to be really frustrating.
Thanks for giving me 13 months of excitement.
Yeah, now I guess I just have to read through the entire series again, all 3 books. 4?
Sure. We'll go with that.
There's a few of them.
The sum of books.
The sum total of those books by Miss L'Ingle. Pineapple.
Edward James Olmos has...
Almost.
That's not the same. It's almost.
Almost.
Edward James Olmos has confirmed that he's reprising his role.
Please stop.
But he's reprising his role as Eduardo Gaff.
Eduardo Gaff.
Oh my gosh, you just asked me to stop so you could do it. He's going to be Eduardo Gaff, for those of you that don't know, was a character in Blade Runner. So he's going to be reprising that role in Blade Runner 2049. He actually had a statement when he first announced it. He said that he signed a 7-page non-disclosure contract.
That's so many pages.
That's
not disclosing.
Huge. That's a huge contract. It's like you can't even look at people that ask you about it. You can't blink twice when people ask you about it.
You actually have to have a new face until the movie comes out.
Right. We're gonna get you a mask that looks like your face to wear over your face, so you don't give any facial cues about it. But he was like, yeah, I had to sign it. My manager signed it. My agent signed it. Everybody signed it. I couldn't talk about it. But guess what? Here's the news. And that's when he tells everybody that he's coming back to be Gaff. In the first movie, he only had 4 quickish little scenes. In this one, he's only going to be back for 1. And everybody asked, well, what's it about? Is it about, is your character, primary in that scene? And he said, well, that's the kind of thing I can't talk about still.
I have a contract that says nay.
Yeah, so he did say that it's not necessarily revolving around him as much as it is somebody trying to find out what happened in the past. So it kind of sounds like it's going to be a little bit of flashback.
Ooh, flashback.
Or maybe it's going to involve, older him or something, which would make total sense because
he's older.
Because he's older. But the plot synopsis for those of you that are not familiar with Blade Runner 2049 is 30 years after the events of the first film, a new Blade Runner, LAPD Officer K, played by Ryan Gosling, unearths a long-buried secret that has the potential to plunge what's left of society into chaos. K's discovery leads him on a quest to find Rick Deckard, played by Harrison Ford, a former LAPD Blade Runner who has been missing for 30 years. It's really exciting. I'm really excited about it. I cannot wait for this movie to come out. It's coming out in October on the 7th. We're going to have a round table. 7 is Friday, 8, 9, 10. We'll have a round table on the 10th. I had to do it.
Maths.
So we'll have a round table on the 10th to review the movie. So make sure you guys mark your calendars, or you can download the BTC calendar, and we have all that stuff in there for you. So all of that to say, really excited about Blade Runner 2049 and Edward Jones Olmos coming back for his role as Eduardo Gaff. Pineapple.
Hey, we did it.
We did it. We made it to the end of the show.
I beat you to it. You suck. You were leaning into the mic.
But we made it to the end of the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, hanging out with us for the last 28 minutes. If you guys are interested in sponsoring the show, check out Patreon. It's like Kickstarter but monthly. Satchel Podcast Player. It's the podcast player where you can tip and tweet while listening. And, of course, Amazon. At the bottom of our website, we've got a little search bar for you. Just search through that. Do your Amazon shopping.
That's the easiest thing.
And we get a kickback. Yeah, we've got so many friends that do it. Just because you can either type in Amazon or you can type in Between the Cons. And you just use a search bar. It's the same.
Yeah. Except you help your friendly neighborhood podcast.
Friendly neighborhood podcast.
Yeah, it's like Spider-Man.
Except a podcast.
Yeah. But my first name's Peter, so.
That's true. But anyways, check out our website, betweenthecons.com, where you can stream all of our episodes online, link out to all our social media. And if you like our theme music, check out Afixa, because he's pretty cool.
Dope dubstep.
He makes the dope dubstep that's pretty much dubstep. And then last thing, make sure you guys tune in on Monday. But Beauty and the Beast is coming out this weekend. We're going to be reviewing that on Monday. So if you're wondering how the cast and crew did with remaking an absolute classic.
Also, if you want to hear the Ginger Giant, the Ginger Giant talk about how much he's cried during the movie.
Oh, it's going to be excellent.
Be sure to tune in.
It's going to be excellent. He's going to cry like a little girl. It's going to be the best. But yeah, make sure you guys tune in. We will be back on Monday to fill you in on that. But in the meantime, you guys have a great weekend. Go check out the movie or just wait and listen to us. Okay, bye. Gonna put it right here.